Hey there, and welcome to your personalized deep dive.
Mm-hmm.
We're tackling the science of aging today,
Okay.
but not just the surface stuff.
Yeah.
You've provided some really interesting sources.
Right.
We're going to unpack those,
Okay.
explore the science behind them,
Yeah.
and hopefully uncover some practical tips along the way.
I like it.
So, the book, The Anti-Aging Solution,
Okay.
introduces this idea of a personal aging equation.
You're right.
It argues that aging isn't just about how many years you've lived.
Okay.
What's the science behind that?
Well, the book highlights that while genetics plays a part,
Uh-huh.
our environment and lifestyle choices
Okay.
wield significant influence over how we age.
Interesting.
It's like this.
Yeah.
Imagine your genes are a set of blueprints. They provide the basic framework,
Okay.
but how that structure is built
Right.
and maintained,
Uh-huh.
that's largely up to you. You follow.
I do, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not just about our genes, it's about...
It's not predetermined,
Right.
right?
Okay,
It's
fine.
malleable.
And they have these DIY tests,
Mm-hmm.
like timing, how quickly you can grab a falling ruler.
Oh, really?
I have to admit, I tried this one myself.
Okay.
It was harder than I thought.
Interesting.
But how do these simple tests
Yeah.
provide insights into aging?
Well, think of it this way. These tests,
Okay.
like the static balance test,
Mm-hmm.
they measure more than just your reflexes
Okay.
or balance.
Uh-huh.
They offer a glimpse into your body's internal communication
Mhm.
and coordination, essential functions that tend to decline as we age.
So by understanding how we perform on these tests,
Yeah,
we can start to see patterns.
absolutely.
Maybe even identify areas where we might be aging
Exactly.
faster than we'd like.
Yes, and that's where the concept of aging indicators comes in.
Okay.
The book suggests that by paying attention to our bodies and
Ah.
noticing subtle changes,
Mm-hmm.
we can gain valuable insights into our individual aging process.
Interesting.
It might be a decline in flexibility,
Okay.
changes in sleep patterns,
Right.
or even how well you handle stress.
That's interesting. So it's about connecting the dots between these seemingly
Yes.
small things
Yeah.
and understanding how they relate to the bigger picture of aging.
Precisely. Now the book goes on to explore some of the factors
Right.
that contribute to aging.
Okay.
And one of the key players they discuss is inflammation.
I've heard inflammation thrown around a lot lately.
Right.
What exactly is it?
Yeah.
And why is it so significant when it comes to aging?
Well, you can think of inflammation as
Yeah.
your body's natural response to injury or infection,
Okay.
like sending out the troops to fight off invaders.
Right.
But when inflammation becomes chronic,
Okay.
meaning it's always switched on,
Right.
it can start to damage healthy tissues and cells.
Like a fire alarm that won't stop blaring.
Exactly.
Mm.
And this chronic low-grade inflammation is
Mhm.
linked to a whole host of age-related problems,
Okay.
from heart disease
Mhm.
and diabetes
Oh.
to Alzheimer's disease and even wrinkles.
Wow. So inflammation is...
It's a big deal.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So what are some of the things that trigger this?
That's a great question.
Chronic inflammation in the first place?
Well, the usual suspects,
Oh,
poor diet, a lack of exercise, chronic stress.
right.
But the book also dives into
Okay.
the often overlooked
Yeah.
role of chronic infections.
Okay.
We tend to think of infections as acute things.
Right.
You get sick, you recover.
Yeah.
But sometimes infections can linger in the body for years,
Really?
flying under the radar,
Wow.
yet still fueling that inflammatory fire.
They gave an example.
Yeah.
Something about gum disease and heart health.
Right.
That seems like a strange connection.
It is fascinating, isn't it?
Yeah.
The book explains how bacteria from gum disease
Yeah.
can actually enter your bloodstream
Right.
and travel to other parts of your body.
Oh, wow. Including your heart.
Hmm.
And over time, this can contribute to the buildup of plaque
Wow.
in your arteries,
Okay.
increasing your risk of heart disease.
That makes you think twice about skipping a dentist appointment. But this idea of silent infections,
Yeah.
how do you even know if you have one?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
The book suggests
Yeah.
getting a C-reactive protein or CRP test.
Okay.
This blood test measures the level of inflammation in your body.
Okay.
And elevated levels can be a red flag that something's up,
Okay.
even if you feel fine otherwise.
So between these DIY tests,
Yeah.
understanding our aging indicators,
Right.
and things like the CRP test,
Exactly.
I can get a pretty good handle on how our bodies are aging.
Absolutely.
But what do we do with that information?
The book obviously has suggestions, right?
Absolutely.
Right.
The anti-aging solution
Yeah.
dedicates a large portion to lifestyle interventions.
Right.
specifically diet.
Okay.
They argue that food isn't just about calories. It provides the building blocks our bodies need
Right.
for repair and maintenance.
It's about quality over quantity.
Precise.
They're not just saying eat less.
Right.
It's more nuanced than that.
Exactly. They emphasize the importance of choosing nutrient-dense foods.
Okay.
Think colorful fruits and vegetables
Uh-huh.
packed with antioxidants,
Okay.
lean proteins, and healthy fats.
Gotcha.
And they make a compelling case for paying attention to portion sizes.
Yeah.
Something we've lost sight of in our supersized world.
They mentioned a study about that, right?
Yes.
Something about plate size
That's-
influencing how much we eat.
It found that people tend to eat more
Really?
when served larger portions,
Yeah.
even if they're already full.
Wow.
It highlights how easily our perception of a normal portion
Right.
can be skewed.
Yeah.
This ties back to their point about being mindful of what we eat
Right.
and how much
Right.
it's about tuning into our body's natural cues for hunger and fullness.
Like our environment is almost working against us.
In some ways, yes.
Larger portions, easy access to processed foods.
Yeah.
No wonder we see so many age-related health problems these days.
It's a complex issue,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
But the good news is
Yeah.
we can make choices to counteract these influences.
Okay.
And the book goes beyond just diet.
Okay.
It dives into the powerful impact exercise can have.
On our aging process, even at a genetic level.
That's what we're going to explore next.
Right. Yeah.
This idea of exercising your genes. I'm intrigued. Okay, so exercising your genes.
Right.
Sounds almost like science fiction.
It kind of does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's a captivating way to describe
Yeah.
a very real phenomenon.
Okay.
You see, exercise does more than
Right.
just build muscles or burn calories.
Right.
It actually influences how our genes express themselves.
So it's not about changing our DNA.
Right.
It's about changing how that DNA behaves.
Precisely. And the book delves into some fascinating research on how different types of exercise
Okay.
can influence these epigenetic changes.
They specifically
Yeah.
highlight
Yeah.
Tai Chi and Pilates, right?
That surprised me a little. I thought they'd be all about.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
High-intensity workouts.
Yeah.
There's a place for those, too.
Okay.
But the authors of the anti-aging solution
Right.
emphasize the importance of activities that incorporate strength flexibility and that mind-body connection, which is where practices like Tai Chi and Pilates
Yeah.
come in.
And it doesn't have to be complicated or expensive.
No, not at all.
They even suggest
Right.
incorporating movement into everyday life.
Right.
Like
Absolutely.
taking the stairs instead of the elevator.
Exactly. It's about shifting your mindset,
Okay.
viewing movement as an opportunity rather than an obligation.
I like that.
Yeah.
An opportunity.
Even small changes
Right.
can add up over time.
So we've covered a lot of ground here.
Yeah.
Diet, exercise, even those DIY tests.
Mm-hmm.
But the book also touches on supplements and hormones.
Yeah.
What's their take on those aspects of aging?
Well, when it comes to supplements, they
Wow.
emphasize a personalized approach.
Okay.
It's not about blindly taking handfuls of pills,
Right.
but rather identifying
Yeah.
any potential deficiencies and addressing them strategically.
They specifically mentioned CoQ10
Yeah.
and omega-3s, right?
Yes, those are a couple they highlight.
Okay.
Particularly as we age,
Mm-hmm.
our bodies tend to produce less CoQ10,
Right.
which is essential for cellular energy production.
Right.
And omega-3 fatty acids play a vital role in reducing inflammation
Okay.
and supporting brain health.
And what about hormones? There's so much buzz around
Yeah,
hormone replacement therapy these days.
definitely.
What's the book's take?
So the book acknowledges the role hormones play
Okay.
in the aging process
Uh-huh.
and suggests that imbalances could contribute to various symptoms from low energy to skin changes.
Interesting.
They even talk about the potential benefits of saliva testing
Hmm.
to assess hormone levels.
And they did mention one intriguing topical treatment for skin aging.
Yeah.
Something about carboxyl alkyl esters.
Yes. Carboxyl alkyl esters, or CAEs,
Right.
are compounds found in some skincare products.
Okay.
They're believed to help repair
Yeah.
DNA damage caused by sun exposure,
Wow.
potentially minimizing the appearance of aging.
It's amazing how much we're learning about the science of aging.
I know, it's fascinating.
Yeah, and it seems like the key takeaway from the anti-aging solution
Yeah,
is that we have more control
we do.
over how we age than we might realize.
I think that's a really important point.
Yeah.
because it's empowering, you know?
It is, yeah.
It's not all predetermined.
Right. We're not just victims of our genes.
Exactly. We have agency.
So as we wrap up our deep dive
Yeah.
into the science of aging,
It's been fun.
it has. What's one thing you hope our listener?
Oh, that's a good question.
Yeah.
Takes away from this conversation?
Yeah.
I'd say don't wait for aging to happen to you.
Really?
Be proactive, you know? Start implementing some of the strategies we've discussed today.
Okay.
Even small changes can make a big difference over time.
So start now, basically.
Yeah, start today.
And if you could leave our listener with one question to ponder,
Oh, okay.
what would it be?
I think I would ask, what one small step can you take today
Okay.
to invest in your health and longevity?
Okay.
Because it's never too early or too late to start prioritizing
Right, yeah.
your well-being.
That's a great question to end on.
Thanks.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the fascinating world of aging.
My pleasure.
It's clear that this is just the beginning of the conversation.
It is, yeah. There's always more to learn.
And as always, we encourage you to keep exploring,
Absolutely.
keep questioning, and keep diving deeper
I love it.
into the topics that fascinate you.
Yeah, me too.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.